Hi everyone, this is a pick a card reading for what's coming in March 2020. We have these three beautiful groups and we're going to have a look and see what is coming through. So this is going to be a look and an overview. Now, we're going to be looking into three main sections in each of these readings. So we're going to look at general, we're going to look at career and also love as well. So we've got sort of like an overview of different aspects, and we have group 1, group 2 and group 3. Now whichever one you feel most drawn to is going to be the reading for you, so definitely do head over to the description box below where there will be timestamps for each of these readings. And yes, that is pretty much what I want to mention. So the other thing is, if you'd like to win a free reading with me, do check out the description box below since I do a giveaway every single month. If you would like to purchase a private paid reading, then definitely do check out the description box below as well, because they are done within 24 to 48 hours. And the last thing I want to mention is that my intention bracelets are on Etsy if anyone is interested in those. So I'm actually wearing the yin and yang bracelet for perfect harmony, balance, peace, attracting love. It is the ultimate bracelet. These are handmade by me, and if you want to see how other people have seen results with these, please do head over to my Etsy shop where you can also check out the reviews, because these are meditated with, they're saged, they're not your average bracelet. They do have, some amazing things tied to it to really bring positivity and for you to see the effect. These come with free international shipping. Everything on my Etsy store has free international shipping, and they're sent out by me, handmade by me. So they are very special and very affordable in my opinion as well. I also have a Patreon as well. If anyone is interested in checking out exclusive content that I post only on Patreon, then do head over to the description box below. Everything is down there, and we are going to get started. So I'm just going to very, very carefully move these other groups out of the way. Ta-da! Ta-ta, should I say. Ta-ta. Ta-da! Alright. So, what's coming in March 2020? Let's have a look. Group number 1. I'm going to leave this little flower at the bottom right here. So we are going to we're going to have a look into career, love and general. So career is going to be at the bottom, then we're going to look at love, and then we are going to look at general. Okay, so first we're going to start with 4 cards for, don't know if you can see that, there's a card right here. So we're looking at career first. Got the Empress with the Ace of Swords. Got the Fool. A new beginning, new chapter is something that's really coming through quite strong on the cards here. It could be that you're looking for new opportunities, it could be a new chapter starting for you, it could be venturing into something different, starting something different. This is very broad and very open, so take the messages that resonate to you and your situation, but I definitely feel that this is about stability, it's about comfort. It really is about you wanting to manifest something quite strong and quite particular in your life. So for example, if you feel like, you want to do something that gives you more stability. This is about, finding that passion. It's also about continuing on with your passion, depending on if you found it or not. And it's also about really asking you that question of what makes you feel emotionally and mentally really, really good. So that's really what I'm picking up there. Now with this Ace of Swords, it's really about having that knowledge and that clarity. And it's also about, communicating to yourself and being honest with yourself about, am I doing what I really want to be doing? That's a good question to ask yourself. The Fool is ruled by Uranus. It's quite spontaneous. So I feel like a lot of you in March, but actually leading on from February, have really thought about the progression of how you want your career to progress, how you want things to move forward. And I think that that's also quite an important thing. So the Fool here is showing a new chapter, it's showing growth, it's showing a sense of adventure, being spontaneous, but realising you only have one life, why not live it to the fullest, do what you really want to do. And a lot of this energy is really coming through in March. And I think that, because 2020, the start of it, for a lot of people has been kind of like, whoa, what's going on in the press, in the media, like there's just so much happening. A lot of people come to that realization like, okay, I want to make the best of my life, I want to live my life, I want to do things that I'm passionate about, I just want to live it to the fullest. And a lot of people are going to have those realizations in March because, stemming from February, stemming from January, it is about wanting that fresh clean slate and that sort of new chapter to open up. And also in March we start the zodiacs all over again, so the whole seasons start again, right? Because Aries marks the start of the zodiac season, and so that's really what we are seeing, or zodiac year should I say. So it's like a fresh, clean slate and chapter. And then we've got here the Page of Cups. This is about emotional fulfillment. It's about manifesting and doing what you truly love. So that's what I'm seeing. Main focus goes objectively towards asking yourself those questions and being honest to yourself and finding that truth of, are you doing what you truly want to do? Now let's look at love. Oh, King of Pentacles, look at that. Seven of Pentacles, Justice. Alright, so we have here 5 cards, which is totally fine. We have Justice, King of Pentacles, we have the 7 of Pentacles, the Sun card, and also the 3 of Wands. Okay, this can be about being patient. I feel like for a lot of you, March is going to be a month where you are focusing so much on other aspects of your life. For some of you, you may be focusing on love, but I'm seeing that love is a little bit slow moving in March. So I'm just sort of letting you know that it's still there. It's still, I'm seeing progression, but it's pretty slow. It's slower in comparison to other areas of your life. So Justice here really shows again you focusing on other aspects, other areas of your life, you know, trying to get balance, trying to, you know, find truth within other things. The King of Pentacles shows that there are still things that are very much so going to open up and progress for you in terms of love, but it's going to be a little bit slower in this particular month. Still, is it going to progress? Yes, because we have the Sun, which shows opportunity, it shows adventure, it shows fun, it shows the third eye being activated, but it also shows here you being distracted by a lot of other things going on in your life in March. So love is sort of taking a little bit of a back seat, all right, whether you're single, you're in a couple, or you're in a situation with someone, but it's still very much showcasing that things are warming up, all right, things are going to progress. But March is just a little bit slower. All right, so try not to take that as a negative. It's not, it's just that other areas of your life are taking much more of that central focus. And then we have the 3 of Wands, which shows again patience. Okay, so a little bit slower, but still it's there. All right, take it as a positive. And now we're looking general. So general can pick up anything. There you go, Temperance, patience, right? Patience is the virtue, but Temperance is also a card. I'll explain that in a second. Let me just get these cards out. There we go. Let me actually put the deck down here. So Temperance is a card about patience, and patience being the virtue, but you know what else Temperance is all about? It's that fiery energy of still there being progression, still being movement. So it's not a bad thing, okay? And then we've got here the Knight of Wands, sorry, Knight of Swords. I literally looked at this and it looked like a wand in the screen, so that's what I thought. I didn't actually read the card, but it's a Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords here is very, very much so about, again, you know, having things that you need to focus on, focusing on the truth of the matter and the truth of things, being honest and clear with yourself is really going to be the forefront of March. So that's what I'm seeing essentially, which is why other areas of your life are a little bit sort of behind, you know, your personal truth. We've got here the 8 of Wands, which still shows that areas of your life are progressing, all right? It doesn't mean that things are stopping, things are flowing, right? We see that here as well with the flow from one cup to the other. And then you've got here the Knight of Pentacles. And this is quite important because it does show that love is still very much so manifesting and progressing, but it's a lot slower. It's a little bit slower, right, in March than perhaps other areas of your life because they're taking a central focus. So that's what I'm seeing in regards to what's coming in March 2020. You're finding your truth. You are really just trying to build this vision for your future. You're realizing, you know, you only live once, might as well do what I need to do. And so that's you giving yourself justice, right? Justice will be served. You giving yourself that. Love is a little bit slower to progress, but it's still there. There's some opportunities here, but also I'm really picking up this is your time. You know, you want to focus on yourself, and that is a big thing that's coming through. So group number 1, this is your reading for what's coming in March 2020, and if this resonates with you, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and do check out the description box as well. Now I'm going to move on to group number 2, so I'm just going to take away these flowers and things. Alright, so group number 2, we have got here your pile for what's coming in March 2020. So you've got these really nice grapes. These are the fruits of your labour. I feel like a lot of you have been working super hard. Like a lot, right? And I really feel like March is bearing those fruits that you have been working so hard for. Okay, so this is how it's going to work. 4 cards for career, 4 cards for love, and then 4 general cards. We might get a few more cards, and that's totally fine, but this is just what we're aiming for in regards to cards. This deck is called Mystic Mondays, just for those of you that are wondering. So as we know, we are doing the career cards first, so that is the first card. I'm just shuffling, see what other cards... Oh, there we go. Whoa. Alright, we do have a bonus card here. So we have got the World card, we have the Princess of Wands, the Fool, and also the Moon card and the King of Swords. Yep, King of Swords and the Moon. So in terms of career, you may feel like things are just a little bit all over the place, alright? Emotionally, you might just feel like, 1 second things are hot, 1 second things are cold, 1 second things are like this, 1 second things are like that. Remember, in March we still have the Mercury retrograde. It continues on from February, so the retrograde actually started mid-Feb, continues on for a month. So we still have the effects of the retrograde pretty much for the whole of March, because we do have a shadow period after the retrograde actually finishes. So majority of March, retrograde. Specifically the Mercury retrograde, and Mercury is the ruler of communication. When it's in retrograde, things go haywire, you know, so you may feel like people are perhaps not telling you exactly how they feel. People might just be a little bit, they might forget details, they might accidentally send you the wrong things, or you might send the wrong thing to someone, or someone may not think before they say something, so it can cause a little bit of an emotional stir. But what I will say is that's partly due to the retrograde, and just know that things will get stronger and better after the period of the retrograde. So try not to let this affect you too much. I know it can be difficult, I know it can be hard, but just like the moon goes through its cycles and phases, this is also a cycle and a phase. The retrograde will end, and we've been through so many before. But since you know that, I feel like that can also just really help you and make you feel better in many ways. Now we do have the Fool here. The Fool is ruled by Uranus, right? And the Fool is all about just knowing that with very spontaneous things like that and how the retrograde can affect emotions, try not to take it too much to heart. You might also feel this retrograde as though you're being quite spontaneous in regards to how you say certain things, or if you suddenly book a trip, or you just, you do very spontaneous things, or you say very spontaneous things. Just know again that it's the effect of the retrograde that can sort of make us do these things that can often lead us to the edge of the cliff. And it's very important to know that we will get through these cycles and phases. So again, it's showing a very spontaneous energy. A lot of people become super spontaneous during this time. So if you find yourself doing things that you usually wouldn't do, again, it's the energies that we do have present. Also, the full moon that we do have in March will be quite heavy, because we are also going to be starting the whole zodiac year again, right? So we start with Aries, and that always starts in March. We also have, of course, the transition from one season to another, so there's a lot of energies in March for sure, so you may feel emotionally just a little bit all over the place. But specifically in regards to your career, try not to let this dictate how you feel and what you say. I know that it will, for many people, but try not to let it get to a point where it's so toxic. It's good to reflect on things, try not to let it get too toxic. Okay, share your ideas, share your vision for certain things, especially in regards to career. For those of you that are unemployed, look for opportunities, because I do feel that they will arise. Specifically, after mid-March, there's more opportunities out there. Okay, the world, scour for those opportunities, and also know that things will become much more stable, much more secure, much more structured, organised and balanced, especially after mid-March. That's what I'm seeing, right? So the world is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is all about self-efficiency. It's about structure, organisation, routine. So I'm seeing that things will get better, especially mid-March. That's also when the retrograde sort of does shift to come to a close. And then we've got here the King of Swords. Now this can be a boss. It can also very much so be about sort of finding the truth in certain things, and also realising that communication with certain people during this time in March can be very blunt. People can be very agitated. It's the energies. I just want to warn you of the energies. It's my job. Alright, so we've got a pretty good look into that sort of space. Now let's have a look at love. Ay, ay, ay. So these two cards also fell out. We have got the Ten of Pentacles. Let me see. Oh, okay, there we go. I was like, let me see what other card comes out, and it's literally right there. So we have here the Ten of Pentacles, Four of Wands. These are two very divine cards. I feel like if you're single, there is someone that is making an entrance here because, right, Ten of Pentacles is about sort of the ultimate. It's about really getting your wish in regards to what you want, right? The pyramid being completed. The Four of Wands is about 1111. It's an angel card. It's very divine. It's showcasing where you are in your life. It's meant to, like, that's where you're meant to be. But it's also showcasing something beautiful, and it's just really divine. And then on top of that, we also have the Knight of Wands. So if you're single, there's definitely an appearance where someone does come forward and really express things to you. And we've got the Sun as well, which shows things warming up. Yes, we do like that indeed. For those of you that are in a situation with someone or a couple situation with someone, I really strongly, don't know how many times I've put emphasis on the strong element. I really strongly believe that love is getting stronger for you. There is more progression, there is more movement, there's more direction, there's more stability. You know, this is about structures. Again, that element of structures and routine really coming through here, and I definitely see this as a very strong positive. There's more interaction, more communication, and I really feel, again, after mid-March, there is a lot more progression, there's a lot more strength, there's a lot more certainty, a lot more certainty for sure. And that's what I'm picking up on, and that's what I'm seeing. All right, a lot more certainty in regards to love, and yeah, a lot of progression. That's great. We like seeing that. So this is essentially what I'm seeing there. Okay, now let's have a look at the general part. So for those of you that also have no contact, yeah, look at that, Hanged Woman. Those of you that have no contact with somebody, I really do see contact opening up. It's very common that contact also opens up during the phase and a period of the Mercury retrograde. Okay, Mercury retrograde can bring lots of surprises. Also, the Knight of Wands showcases that as well. Let this person pursue you is what I would say. Let them interact and communicate and set up plans, especially during this period of time, a lot more. I'm not saying don't initiate anything, I'm just saying let them do more of it. That's just a message that's coming through. I feel like some of you are very sort of used to doing a lot, you know, and sort of chasing or planning, things like that. Let this other person do more. You be true to yourself, okay? High Priestess is about controlling your emotions, balancing your emotions, and really just, you know, feeling good within yourself. And, you know, even with the Four of Pentacles here, this is also about sort of containing your own energy and perhaps not giving it out. Oh, this is, you know, not giving it as much as perhaps you would so freely give it, because it's good to give our energy, absolutely, but if you're doing it to your detriment or you feel like you're constantly giving and nothing's ever coming back to you and that makes you feel bad, it is good to contain your energy sometimes. That's what the Four of Pentacles is showcasing, especially when you've got Mercury retrograde and it can drain your energy. It's important for you to regain that energy, and so I really do feel like it's good for you, especially with this High Priestess energy, to take care of yourself, to rest, perhaps even to meditate. The Hanged Woman, showing spirituality, you know, partake in some form of spirituality, try and maybe listen to subliminal music, try and calm your energy, try and, you know, work on different elements of yourself that can make you also feel better. So, you know, this is all about, you know, energy being drained, but then also regaining that energy and also letting this person here pursue you, you know, take things a little bit further, step by step. And then also, you know, you can also put your hand towards that as well, but let them do more of that, especially if you feel like this person has been doing a lot more running away or maybe not taking as much responsibility. And for those of you that are single, I'm seeing this person pursue you anyways. Now, the Princess of Cups here is again really about controlling those emotions and, you know, looking at your cup and being proud of the kind of person that you are and not worrying too much about, you know, am I this or am I that? Be strong and confident within yourself, and that's what the High Priestess is really showcasing. Trust your gut, trust your intuition. You are very intuitive, and the High Priestess is all about that. all right? And you're going to be much more heightened in terms of your intuition in March because you've got a full moon, got the retrograde, you've got, season change, you've got the start of the zodiac year as well. You've just got so much going on, honestly. So there's a lot of shifts, a lot of changes, but I am definitely seeing you being much more balanced. There's a balancing energy coming through, especially towards the end of March. You will feel very balanced. So that's what's coming through group number 2, and this is your reading. Now, if this resonates with you, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And yeah, definitely do let me know how this resonates. So I'm just going to move these out of the way. And we're going to move on now to group number 3. Alright, so group number 3, this is your reading for what's coming in March 2020. So let's have a look. And this deck is called the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot deck. I'm going to put the flower down here. What we're going to do is a 12 card spread. Well, I'm aiming for 12 cards. If we get a few extra here and there, that is fine. So we're going to do 4 cards roughly for career. Then 4 cards for love and 4 cards general. So let's start with career and see what's coming through in March 2020 for you. 4 of Pentacles. Saving money. Saving something. Alright. Yeah, so I had a feeling we'd get, a few more cards than probably expected. So we have and just for the sake that you can see your cards, I'm just going to place them up here for the time being so that you can look at the cards, and then I'll move them down. Okay, so we've got the 4 of Pentacles, we have the 6 of Wands, we have the 7 of Pentacles and the King of Cups. Emperor and the 7 of Wands. Alright, so now, when we've got 2 sevens, right, 7s in tarot are about reflection, so definitely feel in regards to your career, you're going to be reflecting a lot. There is this thought about wanting to preserve and save money. That is something that's coming through, and I feel like really in March, you're really going to put your foot forward to do that. There's also this idea of wanting to cut. It's not really cut, is it? It's sort of repaying, I guess. Repaying your debt, or cutting your debt, essentially, right? So repaying some form of debt and things that maybe have built up that you just, you really want to decrease, if that makes sense. So that's really what I'm seeing. There's this, feeling of, wanting to really be much more stable, especially with the King of Cups and the Emperor, and especially because the King of Cups is emotionally very, very stable, especially financially. If things are not going our way, it can emotionally just make us feel all over the place. So I feel for some of you, this is a challenge, especially with the 7 of Wands, but I definitely see that a lot of you want to save more money, and you also want to perhaps limit spending. Like, that's something that's really coming through, and there's this energy of, especially with this Emperor energy, it's about, taking action towards these things and feeling quite victorious and oh gosh, losing my train of thought. We are in a Mercury retrograde and my communication is all over the place, but the Emperor is this very strong Aries energy, and of course we have that Aries energy come through in March as well, because we do have Aries season starting, and of course Aries is the marker of the first zodiac sign when we start the year, right? So that's what it's really about, as in when I'm talking about sort of like the zodiac year. So the zodiac year actually starts in March, not January. Just in case anyone's sort of, confused, obviously, we start January with Capricorn season, but Capricorn is not the first of the zodiac signs. It's actually Aries, and that's in March. So this is really about making choices, It's almost like you get to the sort of beginning and you're like, I got to make a choice. Like, I got to take action. I have to do things in a logical way. I need to really think about what I'm doing and how I can sustain it long term. So a lot of you are thinking about ways to cut down on certain spending and things like that, and also wanting to save more in regards to your career. So that's really coming through here. Now, in regards to your actual career, I definitely feel like there is this idea of you just not giving up, you know, doing your best, wanting to do your best, and just not give up. So that's really coming through here in the cards. I'm thinking actually, should I just leave these up here so you can actually see your cards? Let's do that, and then I will do the spread accordingly because it just makes sense that you can see your cards. Okay, so career-wise, I'm seeing a lot of reflection. I'm seeing, you know, you're really thinking about your future in March and thinking about, you know, how things can progress forward, what's the best sort of method and action to take. And that's really going to depend because, of course, everyone is very different in this particular department. Some people are unemployed, some people are employed, some people love their job, some people don't love their job, some people are earning a lot, some people want to be earning more, you know, than what they currently have. So when I say, you know, some people are earning a lot, there are some people obviously that are earning a lot that may feel they are financially stable, and then there's some people that are earning, you know, a lot but they feel like they want to earn more. So everyone's always in a different boat and a different situation, so judge it according to your situation, but I definitely see there's a lot of reflection here about wanting to save more and taking those steps forward, and I definitely feel like you can be very, very successful at it if you start in March, and I feel like you can sustain this for the long term as well. Whew, that was quite a long one. But now let's look at love, right? 4 cards. Let's see if we actually get 4 cards. Ooh, Queen of Pentacles. What a message. Okay, some cards just fell on the floor, so let me just put the deck on the side. We've got the Queen of Pentacles with the Ace of Swords. Ooh. So we have got a bonus card. I will say group number 3, you're very lucky because you've got quite a few lovely cards. You've got Strength, Hierophant, and the Knight of Pentacles. Someone is getting serious commitment. Queen of Pentacles is about serious commitment. It's about love, affection, growth. The Ace of Swords is about having clarity. So someone literally telling you like, hey, this is how I feel about you. Do you want to be together, or would you like to take things further, or this is how I feel right now, you know, this is where I'm at in my life right now. So someone's really giving you a lot of clarity here, and it's going to make you feel much more stable because you're going to know where you stand, and I think that's always a strong place to be, or knowing where you sit, because the Queen of Pentacles is sitting. Then we have the Strength card, which is really showcasing that your love life in March is getting extremely, extremely strong, especially coming off the back of the retrograde, which started in February. Then, you know, the retrograde continues into March, so the Mercury retrograde. So there's a lot of communication here. It's very common that during a Mercury retrograde, because Mercury is the ruler of communication as a planet, that you're getting a lot of communication because Mercury pulls out surprises, and at this time a lot of people can really come forward who may not come forward at other times, so that's really quite a strong thing there. Definitely see you getting stronger as well as an independent individual person within your own energy. Hierophant, again, this is about, you know, feeling like you know where you stand with someone. And the Knight of Pentacles, slow but sure movement in regards to love, but there is real direction to it. So that's what I'm seeing right there. There is direction coming your way in March. And some real clarity. It takes strength for this person to tell you these things, but they tell you that nonetheless. Card just fell on the floor again. Okay, I need one more card. Since one fell on the floor, there's 2 that have fallen out on the table. And there's the other one. Alright, so let's grab these. Now this is in regards to the general portion. So we have here the 4 of Wands. We've got the King of Wands. Let's just put the flower up here. 8 of Wands, and the flower that the card that fell on the floor is the 8 of Pentacles. So we've got two 8s here, right? We saw these 2 7s, right, which also align to these cards here. So we've got the 7 of Wands, 7 of Wands, 8 of Wands. You've got the 7 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, and this is pretty strong because, you know, 4s in tarot are about foundations, and so this with, you know, saving and things like that is really quite a strong thing. But I also feel like you doing this is such, as I mentioned, it's a long-term sustainable thing that can really allow you to feel much more comfortable in the future, and that's what I'm seeing with the 4 of Wands. It's about structure, foundation, organization, long-term longevity, and 1111, you're where you're meant to be. You know, 1111 is a fire energy number, which is about being on the right path at the right time. We may not feel like we're on it at the right time, but we're can't even speak. We are where we're supposed to be. There we go. It was a mouthful, but the King of Wands here really showcases that March is really when things are heating up, warming up, things are progressing in a strong, solid way, where things are all going in sort of the right direction. And with those 2 8s show movement, it shows progress, and this is your hard work that you're putting in. Your hard work will pay off, and that is really what I'm seeing. You're going to be able to save a lot more. It's also going to help you in terms of your future as well. So that is what I'm seeing. Alright, so group number 3, this is your reading for what's coming in March 2020. If this resonates with you, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and definitely do check out the description box below for all the information from private paid readings, free reading giveaway, bracelets which are on Etsy, Patreon, all that good stuff, the cards that I use, if you want to write to me, all that good stuff is down there, and I will see you very soon. Bye, take care.